Phil. It's always my pleasure having you on the other side of the radio, waiting eagerly to air your views on issues that I reel out for, for conversations, and usually conversations for development. I am Kalada Kurubasabo. You can follow me on social media, dkalada, THEKALADA. We're live on Facebook, Nigerian Info page. We're live on YouTube, Nigerian Info page. We're active on X and very much interactive. Nigerian Info page. Okay, welcome. What do we want to talk about now? I advertised it earlier. We want to look at the politics and policies in Rivers State. Now, the reason why the Court of Appeal has decided to set up a special panel, it's because of the politics in Rivers State. The politics is taking several dimensions. We've talked about all the dimensions on the show, but let's look at it critically. Because I have, guests, would I say, from the opposing side, and they're here to add their views on what they believe should be the way things should have been or things should be. However, I do believe we all want Rivers State to be better, and that's why we have these conversations, right? So I will introduce my guest. We're looking once again at the politics and the policies. How do we chart a path forward? Which way Rivers State is the question I would usually ask, right? And joining me to have the show, usually when he's on the show, it's controversial. Listeners would always want to argue with him. I'm talking about Dr. Adeleke-Jones, Prince Adewale. Is that also part of your name? I didn't know that other part. But welcome on. I only know Dr. Prince Adeleke-Jones. Welcome on the show. It's good to have you.
Thank you, Kalada. Thanks for having me here.
And I have another doctor, but this time he goes, by the name Godpower, Egbono. Welcome on the show as well.
Thank you, Kalada.
All right. All right. So use the mic so they can hear you. All right. So welcome. I will start with you, Dr. Adeleke-Jones. What do you make of the current state of politics in Rivers State? I mean, we've gotten to the point where the Court of Appeal had to initiate a special panel, for Rivers State.
Thank you, Kalada. Sincerely, you will agree with me that
I don't know if I'll agree with you because I want that, but let's get your thoughts. Let's get your thoughts.
You will agree with me on this that Rivers State, we are peculiar people. I mean, everything that has to do with us is peculiar. Imagine that it is still in the state of affairs of Rivers State that a whole president had to intervene. Now, judicial panel again. Just because someone will not want to do the right thing.
Who is not doing the right thing?
Thank you, my dear brother. I've come on this platform at different time, and I have stated the fact that you feel that it has been a trajectory, the usual way, the custom, the way of people, or the way governance is being done here in Rivers State, and you think that you just have to follow suit, not correcting it. It's wrong. The governor has shot himself on the leg.
So you're saying the governor is the one not following, the rule of law?
Sincerely,
that's what you're implying.
Where did all this start from? Okay. It started from I defected. The court has not said, but my seat is vacant. Now you now say my seat is vacant, and you're operating on that.
Dr. Adeleke-Jones,
that's where we started from.
I like the fact you're charging the energy in the room, but let me start by saying this. Let me say this: you are a follower of Tony Okocha, I presume.
Yes.
Did you receive or not receive defectors into your party on the 11th of December 2023?
So that transpired is we received. Is that what you think?
I could play the soundbite for you because you welcomed them into the party at Polo Club.
We were still lowering them. They've not submitted to us.
But that's not what I heard. That's not what Rivers people
You
heard.
said you had.
I mean, I read the news that day.
What news?
It wasn't the news that they had defected to the APC.
Let me ask you something, my
Okay,
brother.
I'm listening.
Now, the issue of defection. You see, I've always said that we should leave what we assume away from what is reality.
Okay.
if you must defect from a party, your national party chairman must be aware, at least at that level. Your state party chairman must be aware. Your ward chairman must be aware. And there must be at least a written document to effect that you have resigned from this party.
Okay.
So I need you to also Google, search every archive, and give me the document where these people wrote out that they have resigned.
I understand.
From the party.
That's a valid argument. And you know, if I should say a thing or two, I do understand that, you know, I think a judge had made similar statement, even though it wasn't part of his judgment, because he had said he did not have jurisdiction.
Sure.
However, these are legislators.
Yes.
And I do understand that once you write to the speaker or president, depending what legislation or what level of legislation it is, once you write to the speaker or the president, it signifies that you have moved from one party to the other. I'm giving an example.
Yes.
Not too long ago, at the National Assembly, some people moved from, was it the Labour Party to the APC? Who did they write to? They wrote to the Senate president. And he acknowledged them, and I think even the Speaker of the House of Representatives acknowledged the one who moved at the lower chamber, and they recognized that they had moved from party A to party B.
So who did the Speaker of the River State House of Assembly, who did he write to? That's the question here. Who did he write to?
Are you using technicalities?
Not technicalities here, my dear brother. Let me give you an instance. You are the father of the house. You have a wife who is the mother of the house, and you have your kids. Now, if there should be brawl between you, the father, and the mother, and you are to go for divorce, and when that divorce is yet not determined, does that woman cease to be the mother of that house? Let's ask ourselves that.
Okay.
So, what I'm saying is that they wish to defect. They had their reason why they want to defect. We are happy that they want to come into our own house. We keep luring them. We keep doing everything, promoting that agenda, that we want them back. We want them in. They should come to Macedonia. So I want to bring your mind back to all those languages, all those words we used there. We're asking them, come to Macedonia. But let me say this to you. We did not get them, because what they were supposed to do, they did not do. Do you know that they never formally even wrote the APC chairman that they are coming in?
But the APC chairman welcomed them once again. Anyways, let's move on. You've said all of this problem is because of defection. So what would you have the governor do?
Thank you. I'm saying that the governor went away from the norms. There is no place, I am still saying it, in the constitution where it is given in the portfolio of the governor to declare a house of assembly because of defection persona non grata. How? Do you know that this person would have been? They have their functions. Let them do their functions. Carry out their functions. Whether they want to defect or not, the case is in court. Let us wait for the determination. And when the determination comes, from there you cease to recognize them.
So you're saying all of the problem in River State is because he refused to recognize them?
No.
Pending
He refused to follow the constitution. Because he is taking this whole thing as
if you say
executory.
If you say he refused to follow the constitution, the matter is before the court. The court's job is to interpret the constitution.
As the court says, they are no more, or their seat is vacant. So the governor took the position of the legislature by himself, took the position of executive, and took the position of judiciary. Where is it given in his portfolio as provided by the constitution?
All right. We will go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk some more. Remember, we're looking at politics and policies in River State, and I told you, members of the This is free Nigerian info, and with me still in the studio are Dr. Adeleke-Jones and Dr. Egbono. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Before I go back to Dr. Adeleke-Jones, let me Dr. Egbono. What is your? Do you agree? Do you think the politics and policies impact because of missteps of?
Yes, I agree with him into two. For me, the governor has shot himself, and that's why we say that the problem in Rivers politics today, the issues we have in our politics today, is because it's between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and himself, because he is the one that is supposed to reconcile everyone. Ab initio, you recall how when the president called him, and he walked out of that meeting and came and told Rivers people that yes, there was nothing that was too difficult, that he would pay every price, peace to reign in Rivers State, and everybody was happy. And I believe that if he has executed that, followed it squarely and implemented that squarely without bringing in unnecessary sentiments, we wouldn't have been where we are today. So for me, he is the principal actor, he should retrace his step back.
When you say implement,
yeah.
If implementing it means going against the Constitution, or like he has said in recent times, an attempt to stop the looting of Rivers money, if that is what it takes not to implement, has he not done the right thing?
What is the right thing? If I
stop looting, the coffers of Rivers State, because about 2 weekends ago he said it's all about the money. It's all about the Rivers money.
So how will you explain a situation where you spend Rivers money without approved budget? Is it not the same thing like looting? Because the Constitution now says that you must spend money based on appropriation.
Okay, so
now when the governor now, he's executing projects, but actually acting against illegality.
But okay,
you can see that.
Do you agree he's executing projects? Do you think the projects are great?
There are projects that we've seen that they've commissioned and all that.
Are they good projects in your opinion?
Well, I cannot say.
Why are you not?
Why I cannot say?
You're a doctor,
yes.
And you understand that when you do apply criticisms, it's supposed to better whatever you're critiquing, right? That's why, of course, you write your long essays and all of that stuff. When you say you do not know, are you not in Rivers State? You say you're aware of the projects, but you do not know if the projects are good or bad. So I'm going to throw the question at you again. Are the projects embarked upon good projects or bad projects?
Projects embarked upon for the people, they are good projects.
Okay,
they are good for the people. They are good projects.
But the issue here, your problem is it's not budgeted for.
It's not budgeted for.
But
how will you ascertain how the expenditures on those projects were done? You are asking that if it was appropriate. You understand? And I'm telling you that yes, we've seen projects being executed, but how are we sure that the amount, because the assembly is supposed to have appropriated these funds before it is spent. So how do we account for what is going on now? So it's not about just being good projects.
The governor's camp is arguing that they have passed the budget before an appropriate legislative house.
But Justice Omotosho ruling, where he annulled the LDC here speakership. Where the other ruling where they said the 4 member is not recognized, assembly is not recognized, and even all that, he went ahead. As we speak now, he's preparing for 2025 budget. Isn't that against the Constitution? When there's a court ruling, instead of you to abide by that court ruling.
Have you ever? I like what ifs. I've not used what ifs in a long time, but gentlemen in the studio, what if he wins? I'm not preempting the Supreme Court now or any of the courts now, but what if he wins? What if the pendulum of justice sways in favor of the governor? What if he wins? Have you thought about it? Could it mean that everything he has done has been legal, good, right, prosperous for Rivers State?
Kalada, let's assume that what you just put forward now happens, that the Supreme Court rules in his favor. Then I will say, we don't have a constitution.
That's it.
Because
It could be from your perspective.
now, let me tell you something.
Because
no, let me
different
tell you-
people,
let me-
different
see,
perspectives.
there's something I want you to get clearly
Okay.
in this matter. Nobody is fighting Governor Fubara. He's only trying to bring himself or give himself a position that it's not covered by his office.
What position is that?
Good. That position is field marshal. See, Governor, what I want you to get clearly now is that Governor Fubara graduated from Wike School of Politics. He assumed to know it all. Hello.
Okay, go ahead.
He assumed to know it all about what's it called, the ways and pattern of his master, and that is why he is doing all that he is doing, believing that an eagle begets an eaglet, and so whatever he has seen Wike do, he wants to do. But I'm saying that even Wike had never trespassed or defiled the constitution. Those intricacies he does not know are coming back to him. He has to obey the constitution in as much as that is the only book that any one of us can reference to determine whether there is governance or otherwise.
Okay, I've got 3 questions for you.
Good.
You said he has graduated from Wike School of Politics.
Yes.
When one graduates, is one not allowed to chart? I mean, once again, is that not what we're taught in school? That you use your knowledge, apply it, and solutions. He's not allowed to chart a political path for himself.
The political party he wants to chart. They have to. Will that affect our commonwealth?
But
He wants to chart a political, line, and he wants that line. He wants to profit with it alone and affect our commonwealth.
how is it affecting our
I
commonwealth?
came here some time ago and I told you that the member representing my constituency does not understand what the budget carries for his own constituents.
Okay.
And up to this moment,
Okay.
we are deprived for 1 year. And I want to ask, where is it done? Where that you on your own would just decide within your kitchen, come up with any figure, decide to go to one place, break a land and say, look at, we are doing this here. Is that what the Constitution provides? You see, what is wrong is wrong. He has gone the wrong way. And until he comes back to that, he can't get that Supreme Court judge. If Supreme Court rules in his favor, then we don't have a law.
Okay. Okay, say something.
Yes, I want just to understand what you have said now. The judgments that have been given from the high courts, I mean, it's from everything from the Constitution. And like you are saying that if he has graduated, will he not chart his own course? If his own course that is charting now is against what the master or where he learned from a master, then of course it's on his own.
Okay.
Because Wike has never acted this way in terms of going against the court judgment constitution. All that he does is within the constitution. And you can find out that all the rulings that we have gotten. So if the court now, the Supreme Court now, will now go against, then it means they're going against themselves. And so I don't see it happening.
Okay, so
that's me.
Now, if you had allowed me, I would have asked the second question, which would have been, if he's going against the Constitution, what does the law say for people who flout the law? Go to court, right? The matters are in court. If the matters are in court, why are we not waiting? And not just to you, not just to you, to every other political stakeholder in Rivers State. Why are we not waiting for the court? If you think he's doing the wrong path, why not wait for the court to determine that? I mean, these cases, some are before the Supreme Court. We now have a special panel, Court of Appeal. Whatever is before the Federal High Court will no longer matter because these higher courts will soon rule on majority of the cases, majority of the political cases in Rivers State. So why are we not waiting? Why are we so perturbed, so to say?
Now, that's where we all have to understand that wrong begets wrong.
But the courts will set it right, isn't it?
Good. But have we ever waited? Because when you take the first wrong step, the next step that follows will also be wrong. Because you can't take the wrong step ab initio and you're thinking at the second phase you'll do the right thing. No, you have taken the wrong step.
Please use the mic.
You have taken the wrong step, and the wrong step follows suit. Now, let me tell you how it happens. You're on your own without waiting for the court. You disagreed to recognize the House of Assembly. You stop them from their functions. You bulldoze them out. You almost even wanted them to be homeless. All this because you are the governor. Now, the case in court, you have also refused to allow the determination. You decided not to pay their salaries. You want them to starve because you want to chart a course by yourself.
Reverse people are suffering.
Now, the constituent projects, you managed it yourself. My constituent, we don't know what you have for us. So many constituents, 27. And you remember that each of these constituencies are communities. I'm talking of communities of different wards put together. Are you saying now? So when you look at the communities that are affected, there are more than 5 in some constituents. There are more than 7, 10 in some constituents. I'm talking of even local government here. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So what exactly are you saying that you are doing?
Now, you said, I didn't want to argue at the time because it feels like I'm cutting you off, but when you I try to correct it.
Yes.
From my own perspective. Okay, so you said the problem started December 11, 2023 when there was an attempted, in your words,
Yes.
attempted defection.
Yes.
However, the problem started way before that. There was an attempt to impeach the governor. And, I usually ask the people on both sides, do you even know what really started this fight? You've just rightly said that it is, a father and a son, battle. He learned and graduated from the Wiki School of Politics, you said so. And if that be the case, do you know what really started this fight before all of the clamorings that everybody is clamoring right now?
Let me quickly bring you back to that impeachment saga. Kalada, by the provision of the Constitution, can impeachment be done in a day?
Of course not.
It cannot even be done in months.
No, it can be done in months.
No.
It can be done in 3 months.
Listen. By the provision of the Constitution,
yes.
It was explicitly stated that where the governor, do you understand, is found in some of these irregularities and all that. I don't
gross
want to start,
misconduct.
gross misconduct. I don't want to just use those words. Now, that a letter, a notice, do you understand, of impeachment would be given. I want to ask, will the governor not also have fair hearing?
Like I said, it can be handled in months.
Good.
7 days,
Let me tell you
2 weeks.
one thing about Nigeria when it comes to battle. You understand? I'm telling you that if that impeachment saga, do you understand, or notice was brought forward, are you getting it? And the governor, do you understand, had attended to it, the governor would have won. I'm standing to tell you.
Why did you say so?
Good. Because what was the basis of the impeachment notice? Irregularities and misconduct, is that not? So, was there any at the first instance? Which was not known to anybody. But because of their internal brawl, do you understand, made them blow every issue out. And they forced the hand of the governor to now misconduct himself.
Well, let's talk about misconduct now. Let's take a listen to this.
Told that they have pulled down the assembly as early as 7 a.m. They pulled down assembly. But let's say this clearly, that assembly does not inhere in structure. Hello? Assembly don't be building. Assembly are human beings, only members of the assembly. So our assembly members that are detected to us, 27 of them, they are free to meet anywhere as far as the mace, which is the symbol of authority, is present.
Hello, Chamber of the River State House of Assembly, in line with Section 109 of the 1999 Constitution, as altered. We made sure that we followed due process. We made sure that we did not do anything outside the provisions of the 1999 Constitution. The Constitution has given room for people to defect. That is why in Section 109, subsection 1G, it allows serving legislators who want to defect to do so with a proviso that there is a division in the party upon which they rode to the House of Assembly. There is clearly a division in the PDP.
Okay, so you heard it there. First, it was Tony Okocha. Like I said, you belong to that political school of thought. And then the other was the voice of Martin Ameole. So first, Tony Okocha said you defected to us. He said, we just played it. I could play it all over again if you want. And then Martin said they followed every due process, to get to the point where we find ourselves. So can we really blame the governor? Really? Can we blame? Because, these things are seemingly, like some lawyers will argue, against the Constitution, which you talked about.
Yes, I've just told you. Politics in its real sense is very clear that it is not also, done without the proper procedures. The defection, as you see there, if you look at that, it is rally by the APC.
Rally ground.
It is rally. We are doing rally. In the course of the rally, we want to woo them in.
But wait, sorry. You want to let? I'm not a politician. Wait.
And we were angry.
Dr. Adeleke-Jones, wait, leave your anger of yesteryears. Let's say you want to woo me now to the APC, right? How do you woo me? Do you just come in and say, right here on the show, that Kalada is a member of the APC?
Okay.
Kalada. Do you say that?
Kalada.
Because that will mean I've always been a member of the APC.
Kalada.
Or I'm now a member of the APC.
Okay, Kalada. I want you to be with me. Calm down. I want you to be with me, and I've been trying to get you to me.
Okay.
I just said, Kalada, come, let's go out for a lunch.
Okay.
Or let's go out for some kind of night out. Now we go to a bar. I get in it, and I've already brought friends along. And I just introduced, this Kalada is my very good friend. Sooner or later, he's going to be one of us.
Sooner, I like what you've said.
Calm down. Let me finish now.
Sooner or later.
Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down. I said sooner or later,
right.
He's going to be one of us. In short, presently, he's already one of us. And before you know, we just go ahead.
That's a different context.
Calm down. No, I'm still talking. That's what I'm saying. Wait so that you can get it clearly. I've just introduced you to friends, and I've told them, look at, this is my guy. He's going to, sooner or later, he's going to be one of us. In short, presently already, he's one of us. I get it now. And before you know, we start marrying. You never did any reply.
Let's stop. Let's pause you there. Let's go to the phone lines now. I've got limited time. I'm going to try to get the thoughts of Rivers people. Remember, we're talking politics, policies, Rivers State. Certain things have been said. Interestingly, they do agree that if the governor had faced the impeachment, he would have won because there was no solid ground for impeaching him. However, they claim he has taken certain missteps. Do you agree? And, we'll get to the point where we'll ask them what they think, would be the right path to follow then, now that we are where we are. I would always say let's wait for the courts, but let's get your thoughts. And let's talk for development. I've got a few minutes. Remember, 2 minutes it is. Once your call is speak, go straight to the point and let's hear your views. Eric is calling from Gokana. Eric, welcome. What is on your mind?
Kalada, good evening.
Greetings to you.
Yes, rightly, I'm hearing the voices of some of your guests in the studio right now. I think there are some questions you are asking them about the defection. Did you see how it is so difficult for them to attend to that question? How can you woo somebody? What method did you use to woo somebody? When Martin Ameole in the thing you played now said the provisor and that they are doing it according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
which they did not complete.
So tell me the level of wooing you are doing.
All right.
Or you are trying to lure the thing to defect. You see, one thing is that it is difficult for people to accept the truth. And what was on their mind is because they are defecting with the speaker and that there will not be anybody to declare their seat vacant. And because of that, they fall short of the law. And right now they are caught in the web.
All right.
So there's no way they can bring any way to try to say they are trying to defend their actions.
All right, Eric, I've got to go.
And as well, they are lawmakers.
All right.
So they defected at the floor of the assembly.
All right.
So their defection is what they have done.
All right.
And they must pay for it.
All right, Eric,
So
thank you. Thank you. I've got to go.
vacant.
All right, I've got to go. Susie from Alakaya. Susie, welcome.
Yeah, I want to greet your guests in the studio. The two guests in the studio, I want to greet them.
Thank you.
Yeah, Talada, we have even gone beyond this conversation whether or not Martin Samehule, Speaker of the River State 10th Assembly, whether he defected with his colleagues or not. The standard now is that the appeal court has given a premise to that effect. And I want to say that for those who care to note, Section 109 is no homostatic. And Talada, you kept asking your guests questions. Let me tell you, Professor Issa Sagi wrote a book, The Law of Contract. And his book, he defined contract like I want to liken defection to contract. That a contract is a legally enforceable agreement between two or more people, parties, creating obligations. And there are key elements in contractual obligations.
Summarize, please.
Offer and acceptance.
All right.
What your guest is telling you is that an offer has been made, no acceptance has been made for them to enter what is called consideration in law.
All right.
And it is in the exchange of the agreement and signatories.
All right, Susie, thank you. I've got to go. I get your points now. I've got Joseph from Eleme. Joseph, welcome. What is on your mind?
Yes, Mr. Kalada, can I ask your guest in the studio a question?
Please do.
Section 68, 1, sub 1G, and that section 109, 1G, that state that immediately you decide to, from the party that sponsor you into the Senate, you lost your seat. Did you state anywhere in the Constitution that until you are a fully registered member of a political party, that is when it is stated that you are defected? Or immediately you defect, you drop your seat? Let them tell me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Joseph. So now let's come to you, Dr. Egbono. If for any reason, because I understand law is about evidence, and the way you are arguing here in the studio, it looks like you're arguing based on technicalities and evidence. You're saying that the defection did not happen, and so the evidence that is in the glare of the public is not evidence enough. But do you think, in all honesty, in all moral standing, that the governor is really to blame?
On this?
Yes, on this.
That's what we are saying. Because
no, I'm saying I know what you're saying, but I'm going the moral ground now. Do you really think, in all honesty, in all transparency, that the governor is to blame?
He is to blame because the issue of the defection, like the court has said, even the Justice Tomoto Show has clearly stated there that there are no substantial grounds to prove defection.
But, okay.
It's stated clearly. So haven't gone that far, and everybody knows that fact. The governor will not have insisted on make sure that the judgment be court judgment.
If you were the governor, what would you do differently? Knowing that this is a political battle, and these people are trying to impeach you, what would you have done differently?
The issue of like you asked a question that the governor. Talking about impeachment now, right? When this whole issue started, the governor was supposed to have worked with the agreement, initial agreement that we had with the presidency. If they has come together and bring everybody together, not to go into the issue, the details, of this defection, which has been already defined that is not by the court.
Is that agreement constitutional?
What?
The agreement, is it constitutional?
The agreement was, like we said, was between father and son. And that is why we have always, look, we will always come back to this point.
Okay.
We will always come back to this point, because if the governor realizes that intervention by the president and the benefit, all that the Rivers people that came together and we had that, if this problem would not have started. That's my own issues.
Okay.
The issues about defection and all that, these are, for me, second, they
are not important.
The governor should consider the father of the nation who came into the matter and brought to bring peace, and he agreed that he was going to implement that.
Let me pause you.
That's the crux of the matter.
I have a commercial when we come back.
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.